followed the mob when there was earth to plow or guns to bear. I was always on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream with peace and glory ahead. So why should I be standing in line just waiting for bread? Against time. Once I built the railroad, now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a dime?
This is our family plot. Well, most of all my people is buried up here. And the first time I've been here since '93. So.
And can you tell us something interesting about what you know about where the cemetery is at?
Well, it's a little place in Willis. It used to be a plantation, and to my understanding, when I was coming up, Mom used to tell me that these people that owned this place that gave them some property, and everybody decided, well, all my people started burying here. They were burying here. The church is there. My mom was supposed to have started the church, like a missionary. So when she passed away, they buried her here. They buried her husband here, and like I said, everybody. And when I die, hopefully, if it's still here, I'll be here.
It was a bad experience at first. It got much better over time because I found out how much time I did have, and the judge didn't tell me that. He told me that if I be good and go there and do what I have to do, I can get out. But when I actually made it to the program, it was a whole different story. Yeah. They told me that I had 4 years, and I started acting out because that was my first time ever been in trouble as a juvenile. That was my first time ever been in trouble.
So you got out in 2010 when you were 18.
Yeah.
What time did they put you in?
I went in 2005.
2005.
The program has about a 69% successful completion rate, which, although I would love to improve, is actually quite high considering the lowest of the low-risk kids who go through our deferred programs have about a 90% successful completion rate. So around 70% is considering this population is pretty impressive. The Harris County Juvenile Probation Department created a new position to coordinate services for all victims of human trafficking, including the ones that aren't participating directly in girls' court. And then our last legislative session, Senate Bill 92 passed, which allowed for juvenile boards in counties across Texas, because of the success of girls' court, to create their own programs where they can not only provide those services, but also provide sealing and even wraparound services that hopefully will last beyond their involvement in the probation system.
we estimated that there were about 400,000 people on a given night, 2.5 million in a year. So by the end of the 80s, we really began to beef up our funding and our systems, mostly federally, because at that time, local governments really didn't want to have anything to do with homelessness. Remember that? Those days when I think local governments preferred not to think about homelessness, or worried that if they did anything about it, they were just going to start attracting more homeless people to their jurisdictions. They were not in the game. It was the nonprofits, faith-based groups that emerged locally, and the federal government started funding it. And over the next 12 years, we built up a lot of resources and a lot of infrastructure, which you all are very familiar with, into the homeless system. So by the end of the 90s, we had 40,000 homeless programs in the country, and it was costing billions of dollars for us to run this system. And a lot of great things were happening in this system, of course. But the one thing that wasn't happening was we weren't solving the problem. The problem was actually getting bigger. We kept building up more system, and we kept getting, strangely, more homeless people. A lot of that is because the system that we built of shelter and transitional housing and street outreach and so forth wasn't really designed to end the problem. It was designed to help people have a better experience of homelessness and to be a platform for them to exit. But it didn't really have any exit strategy.
We serve about 600 people in our drug alcohol program, and we have 650 units of permanent supportive housing, with another 3 projects totaling 250 units that are currently under development. 2 are actually under construction right now, and we have about 60% of the capital financing for a 3rd one. We hope that we will top 1,000 units of housing within the next 36 months. There's a real high level of integration across our programs, emergency shelter, clinical programs, and housing programs. Our objective is to move people as quickly as we possibly can into permanent supportive housing. All of our housing is permanent. We don't do any transitional housing, never have. I've always had difficulty with the concept of transitional housing for kind of theoretical reasons about the efficacy of the model. I don't think is good. A person in transitional housing is still homeless because there's a time limit on the amount of time they can be in their apartment. They're not home yet. You know, there are conditions placed on them. What we've learned over the years is that clinical and social stabilization occur faster and are more enduring if you eliminate the chaos of homelessness from a person's life immediately.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. He's a friend of mine. He's shooting me, taking me.
I'm working on a documentary on the search. Understanding Poverty.
What channel he said?
We used to have fires here, man. Look at this deserts all in the trees there. Big fire down the road.
Where you seen David?
Big day?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's staying on the bridge. He's down all the way.
Seen where?
Under the bridge. He's sleeping up there in one of the hoods under the bridge.
I've been looking for him. Okay, so we'll drive by and see him.
He got into with that guy.
You know Jack still has. I saw Jack yesterday. I know you never got along with Jack.
You know, Jack's all right. As long as he's sober and won't young somewhere.
It's amazing.
Too much drama around the guy.
Yeah. I mean, same as here, they know me. You know, I just holler who I am, so they know who I am coming in. Don't scare them, surprise them.
The only problem I have living out here anymore, you know, street people ain't the same old people. Everybody just out of respect. I mean, people already knew to begin with. If you walk in somebody's camp, let it be known. Incoming.
Yeah.
Let it be known you come. These people now, they walk up. Tip top. Yeah, who the fuck is that? You know?
So I always, you guys always know before I get to your camp, so I holler
Well,
out.
I mean, everybody, that's how, you know,
Well, this is your home. You don't walk into somebody's house without knocking on the doors, huh? Let them know.
Street. We used to draw Frisco Circle back in the day, too. Draw a circle and everybody go out Panhandle and do other things. Everybody come back with all the money right there. You want a hamburger, pack of cigarettes or something? Take money out, go get it. Don't matter if you made any money or not. As long as you trying. The way it used to be. It ain't like that no more. What? Don't run off with all my ATM card. All right, yes, ma'am. Boss told you. She better go home.
Yeah.
Her mama, bad shape, way it sounded. She's up there in the years, hard, all messed up. Beaties got her. And I think her sister and all getting together, gonna get her bus ticket. She don't want to go.
Might do her good, though.
She needs to. We just said, what we back here talking about? We ain't been out doing no just talking. You know, you need to go and do it. Go see people.
How's her spider bite? That healed up all right?
Oh, yeah, she been well there. I don't want to leave you. You know what? You probably the best thing for you. We ain't doing each other no good. I love you like you love me, but you know what? It ain't getting no better. All we do is argue, sad all the time. Go ahead, girl. Come up. Got time later, holler at me.
That's funny. That's funny. I'm going to lose them. I've already lost them once.
Thank you, hon. Can you hold it over here, please? Pasta?
Well, one of the things the mayor said was that she's reduced the homeless population on the street, but you can't tell that by the number of people that have been coming to Phoenix. It's increased in the time I've been here, which is over a year now. So, and they do tend to be a lot of ex-military, got a lot of people with mental problems. You know, we empty out our hospitals and we refuse to pay benefits to a lot of military people that we put out on the street. It's a horrible situation. We've become one of the most unequal countries in the world. You know, and we're demonizing places like Venezuela, which is the most equal place in the Western Hemisphere.
So, what I'm thinking now, I'm thinking that I know I got a problem. I know what I need to do. I need to get somebody to help me to do it. And the only way that I can do it is like they got these rehab centers that you go in and you can sign out. If I go in, I don't want to sign out. I want somebody to sign me in and keep me there at least 6-7 months so I can feel myself getting better. And that now I don't feel it.
Okay, well, let's get into action, okay?
So how long have you been struggling with homelessness?
A little less than 2 years. In fact, I recently lost my apartment about a week ago.
Yeah. What was the circumstance for that?
I lacked fun. I just ran out of money, basically.
Just a hard keeping a job, hanging on to a job, or medical problem, or
job. Well, I collect disability, and there was a discrepancy at one point with my monthly payments. They cut them, and it kind of threw everything out of whack, and I really never recovered.
Yeah. Okay.
So right, and the thing is right now I've kind of came back here to seek solitude, and and just try to stretch out this month until the next month. Maybe my finances will catch up a little bit. I just need a little time, but right now things are kind of tight. A lot of these shelters won't take me in because of past personal differences. But anyway, you know how that goes. It gets me how they kind of make themselves out as good Christians, but where's the what am I trying to say? Where's the love?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the time limiting is always a real difficulty. There never seems to be enough time to get on your feet as effectively as you want to.
Well, yeah, that's true. I was kind of planning that I would be, at least in a shelter and kind of having a little base. And when you're kind of working as a transient, it's tough.
Yeah.
And you just can't. All you can do is just kind of stay upright until something happens, and it will. I believe in chances. I believe in things happen for a reason. So something happens. Just stay private.
I was told they could help me get my Social Security started, but if you're not in the program over here, you're pretty much without luck.
Okay. So have you tried the Beacon?
I haven't been down there yet.
They're a really good day facility, new program that was established in the mid 80s to deal with people. You can get your mail there, you can get a shower for the day. There's one-stop places for your medical, and it's right down there at the Church of Christ, right there on Texas Avenue. You should try to check them out.
Okay.
Okay?
I appreciate that.
Oh, sure enough. Okay, I'm going to give you, see if I have a business card. Okay?
All right, thanks.
And then come back. You're pretty much here. What stopped me was the beautiful moment that you created for yourself, sitting here in the sun.
Yeah. Well, I sit here in the morning and feed the pigeons.
Oh, okay.
Well, in response to legislation that was passed at the federal level in 2009 called the Hearth Act, there has been direction given around the country to all of the local agencies and the various departments that were working individually to try to solve homelessness to say, let's really work on a collaborative effort. So in early 2012, the Houston community came together with bringing folks together that have been working on this issue pretty much in silos, thinking from beginning to end that each individual agency had to solve all of the issues for each person who presented at their door. So to build a system where there were multiple partners working together, each doing what they did best, and then having a partner who could provide the support for what somebody else did best. The perfect example of that is there were the solution to homelessness in the collaborative mindset is clearly housing, and the key to housing being successful is an appropriate level of supportive services to help that individual with whatever their needs are. This is not a cookie cutter. There's not a one-size-fits-all, but there is a system. It's housing coupled with supportive services. And what had happened before is you had individual agencies that really know a lot about building, developing, and managing housing, and you have agencies that knew a lot and were staffed very well with well-trained case managers that knew about social services. But instead, what happens now is we partner. Before, each one felt like they had to add the other piece, and they were doing things that wasn't their level of expertise. So by bringing everybody to the table, determining what our real needs in Houston were based on data of what we had, what we needed, and what our population what the triggers and the ways that people were experiencing homelessness in our geographic jurisdiction, we created a system and began to build those partnerships.
Okay, hey, this is Benjamin White. I'm sitting at the Beacon, camping out. I missed it today. I got to do my clothes tomorrow, so get here early bird gets the worm. I got my clothes. They're gonna do my clothes, and I eat lunch here. And
so, what are you gonna be doing tonight?
Camping. I'll be camping out here tonight. I'll be first, hopefully the first one in line. If not the first, I'll be about the third. Okay. So I spend the night here all night. Even though we can't lay down, we're supposed to lay down till 11 o'clock. So, but we just sit around and just chill.
Okay. How's your evening been?
Oh, pretty good. They brought some sandwiches out.
Yeah.
A couple of bottles of cold water. It's been pretty good. The spray still worked real good.
So do you think it's going to rain tonight?
I hope not. It kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
So.
You said maybe a chance up, so you might be mindful of it.
Yeah, if we do, I'll move underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
We are at the AIDS Foundation of Houston. I'm here today to try to get housing.
Okay.
I went to another program, the Briscoe Center, and they sent me over here for an appointment to see somebody about housing.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that today something will happen.
Okay.
Trying to get off the streets, but I've been trying ever since about 4 or 5 months now.
Okay.
And so I'm trying another option.
Okay.
Since 2012, when this transformation work took place, the number of people experiencing homelessness in our area has been reduced by 50%. So we are making major reductions. I was on the phone this morning with the city of Chicago, who was saying, tell us what you did, because we want to do it. So there are major cities. We've got another community from Tyler, Texas, that's coming over in 2 weeks, sending a whole group over to say, tell us what you're doing. So right now, Houston is leading the nation in the transformation work we're doing and the sense of collaboration that's being built, and the results are proving it out. And I think it goes back to your earlier point of the compassion of our city, that people are willing to say, boy, we've been working really hard at this and we don't seem to be moving the needle. So our hearts tell us we want to try something different. Right. So they were willing to come to the table and bring that compassion and turn it into work.
There is but one constant transition. Everything must change, evolving, advancing, progressing anew. Change is the one thing that we must do. For if we do not implement this principle and apply it to our lives, you'll wake up one day and see your future's gone, your destiny is history. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. As long as there's life, there is hope. But time is of the essence. Don't hesitate. Good things come to those who wait, but not to those who wait too late. Don't get caught up in the play of youth. Make good use of your early years. Do it now. Don't wait till later, so your latter days will be greater. The idea of change can be overwhelming, and no one can do it alone. Trust the Change Committee. Our shoulders are broad and strong. Today, you're not heavy. My brother, my sister, will help you to carry on. Join us as we stand ready to help, to guide you through the process step by step. We'll roll up our sleeves. There's work to be done. Look at us. We're living testimonies that the battle can be won. old or young, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you get a new start. We're here to help you stand the test so that you can be your very best. Change.
And so search, you know, we've been around since 1989. So we've had to evolve with what the community has needed, what our clients have needed. And
what has that meant in your programs over the decades?
So when we began in 1989, it was about meeting basic needs, and then it became quickly about getting people back to work. So every couple of years, we were adding something new to our services, so that we became an organization that was doing engaging people through Resource Center, through mobile outreach. I know that you've gone with us to go see a lot of people out in the street and connect with them to bring them in or to bring resources to them, getting them stabilized. So case management that is focused on the chronically homeless, getting them the disability income so that they can get off the street, and getting them back to work. Employment services became rapid. Education, the House of Tiny Treasures. So because parents can't go to school or can't go to work either if they have young children and they can't afford childcare and they don't have a reliable support system to take care of their children. So childcare is critical. And of course, housing. So for many years, Search was also, you know, providing housing. In our building currently, we have 42 single room occupancy apartments. We don't need to be in the landlord, you know, property management business. Our expertise is in working with individuals and helping them to learn how to be a good neighbor, how to be back in the community, how to build community. So, so we have channeled our expertise towards just working with the tenants and the residents and working with the partners like New Hope Housing, like the landlords and others to provide the property. So it's a nice collaboration now where we have our roles and we are able to share each other's expertise without having to feel like we have to do everything. So that's how Search has evolved, is from managing the problem to really being able to end homelessness.
Out of all these experiences that you've had, obviously you're pretty well versed when it comes to childcare and living in your situation. What do you want to tell us? Like, what's like the biggest thing you want us to know about you in your experience?
My experience? What? I don't understand. Like,
what?
Like what's a lesson that we can take away from our conversations with you? Like what can you teach us about you?
About me?
Yeah.
That, I mean, I don't know, because my children believe what other people tell them. You know, they don't, instead of coming to me and asking me for the truth, they listen to what outsiders say. And like I say, I know because I've been there, I've lived it. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all, out of all people, you should listen to me. And what I want to tell you is, you know, I've grown over the years. I'm going to be 50 years old. I ain't where I want to be, and I'm not stopping here. I'm going to be where I want to be. I have goals set for myself and for my children. So, I mean, I'm going to get there, but if I could say anything to anybody, stick in there, hang in there, you know, brighter days are coming. I mean, what can I say? I've been through the worst of storms. Katrina ain't nothing compared to storms I've been through in my life. And, you know, Katrina was like a shower compared to what I've been through in my life. You know, my children cry about this and that, but, you know, they ain't been through half of what I've been through in their life. So, like I tell them, the past is the past. I mean, tomorrow's not guaranteed to us, but you have to live for today. You know, push forward for tomorrow. Tomorrow, you know, I don't want them to become, you know, what I went through in my life. I don't want that for them. I want something better for them.
They used to tell me I was building a dream, and so I followed the mob. When there was earth to plow or guns to bear, I was always on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream with peace and glory it run, made it race against time. Once I built the railroad, now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a